We'll stay focused on our agenda, and we won't get caught slipping.
That's Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez at a press conference just yesterday where the freshman congresswomen got together and not only discussed and condemned Trump's racism and how he targeted them and told them to go back to the countries they came from, even though 3 out of 4 are actually born here in the United States. They used it as an opportunity to talk about what their objectives are, what they plan on doing as progressive members of Congress. Let's take a look.
I am not surprised that he uses the rhetoric that he does when he violates international human rights and takes thousands of children away from their families. I am not surprised that he has turned our public education system under the leadership of Betsy DeVos into a cash cow to enrich himself and his friends. I am not surprised when he corrupts via the Secretary of Transportation. I am not surprised at what he's doing. But I also know that we're focused on making it better, because we don't leave the things that we love. And when we love this country, what that means is that we propose the solutions to fix it. We love all people in this country, and that's why we believe healthcare is a human right. We love all children in this country, and because we do, that's why we fight for education for all children through college. And so we'll stay focused on our agenda, and we won't get caught slipping.
So, as you can see, she brought up a number of policy issues that they've been working pretty hard on, including healthcare, Medicare for all specifically, and education, free college education, and doing something about student loan debt. So I love the fact that they use this as an opportunity to talk about what really matters, and that is, what their plan is to improve the conditions under which Americans are living in today.
I cried when I saw that. I mean, AOC starts off talking about her dad. She talks about the reflecting pool. It brought back all the memories of when I saw Knock Down the House. Like, it is so moving. It is so refreshing after almost 3 years of this administration to have never seen the kind of poised but progressive leadership that you're seeing from these 4 women and others, and finally we're getting it. Trump has been calling the Democrats the opposition party for so long. Well, we haven't acted like it. So like, whoever misses Pelosi, excuse me, Freudian slip. Whoever misses Pelosi and Schumer just standing there sort of like, like dead-eyed as they're like, we think this president he's bad. Like, we're beyond calling him racist. These 4 have known, and we've all known that Trump is a racist. He ran on a racist agenda in addition to a lot of other things. But now it's time to and it's been time to articulate a vision, because Trump has a vision. It is a dystopian nightmare of xenophobia and concentration camps.
Yep.
But like, what is the counter vision? And these 4 are leading the way.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, yeah, I thought that was nice. I thought that was powerful. My thought always kept going to, at what point, I wanted to be in the room when they're having the conversations planning this.
Yeah.
Like, this created, unfortunately, it happened and created a moment where they could turn around and have an even bigger space and platform for what they want to say, what they want people to hear from them, and it backfired on Trump a little bit.
Yeah, I think it did backfire on Trump. Now, keep in mind, his whole strategy is to make these women the face of the Democratic Party. And so the way that he's kind of calculating this, and it's funny to say that Trump calculates anything, but I would assume his advisors are calculating this as, well, they're extreme, and if you attack them, maybe there was some hope that Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and establishment Democrats would come out in support of these freshman lawmakers. And honestly, to my surprise, they have come out in support. Now, this all happened in the middle of Democratic Party infighting, so I was uncertain whether or not Pelosi would be as straightforward as she has been, to give her credit, in defending these women. But in defending them, Trump is going to paint the entire Democratic Party as extreme. And notice that they've shifted away from calling these women socialists, and now they specifically refer to them as communists, right?
Yeah.
And I think that that's an important thing to point out, because socialist isn't really a dirty word among young people in the electorate, right? And I think even for some middle-aged individuals, they don't really think it's that big of a deal either. So they want to make it sound even more extreme by using the word communist. Now, of course, these women are not communists. Right. I mean, far from it. But nonetheless,
break out the C word whenever you're in trouble, right?
Yeah,
with both. Also, it's like great. It digs even deeper into like the age of Trump voters, which I don't even know who those. I don't even know who Trump voters or Trump's base is anymore. I think we're gonna get to that, but like at this point, like communists are just like, well, you know what? Let's just break it out. Who knows? Let's dust off this word that we haven't used against like, activists or organizers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let's go ahead and watch Representative Ilhan Omar. She also had a portion of this press conference that was really powerful, especially the way that she compiled all the different examples of the terrible things that Trump has either said or done.
This is a president who has said, grab women by the. This is a president who's called black athletes sons of bitches. This is a president who has called black people who come from black and brown countries. This is a president who has equated neo-Nazis with those who protest against them in Charlottesville. This is a president who has openly violated the very value our country aspires to uphold: equality under the law, religious liberty, equal protection, and protection from persecution. And to distract from that, he's launching a blatantly racist attack on 4 duly elected members of the United States of House of Representatives, all of whom are women of color. This is the agenda of white nationalists. Whether it is happening in chat rooms or it's happening on national TV, and now it's reached the White House garden.
So she's pretty clear, and I love the fact that she called Trump out by giving specific examples. Because what the right wing will typically do is they'll respond to accusations of racism by pretending as if like there aren't specific examples. But there are so many when it comes to Trump. So call it what it is, it's racism. Trump is racist. That was the whole core of his entire presidential campaign and now his administration.
Something about Representative Omar is just always going to be so powerful to me. Just that piece right there, her accent, what she's wearing, her skin, just what she looks like, just by being there and being who she is so important. And it's so anti-Trump, and it's so representation matters. So she just by looking like she looks and speaking how she speaks it's going to be it's a special type of importance for so many people who look like her. But then for everyone, just that she's representing our country right now. And I think that's amazing. And I think being in that space, I think is that he hates that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And calling it, I think that at this point, I'm sort of tired of the word racism. Like I'm just kind of like, yeah, we know he's racist. I think what we saw yesterday and the last couple days, as we saw after Charlottesville, which is what Ilhan Omar is referring to, is that he is a white nationalist. He has not renounced white nationalism. Okay, let's say maybe he's not. But he's given every opportunity, whether it's David Duke supporting him via tweet, whether it's the Charlottesville alt-right protesters, Unite the Right protesters, or whether it's now when he was explicitly asked, what do you say to white nationalists who really love the tweet that you sent out about calling these representatives, telling them to go back to their countries? Nothing on that. So we tee him up, and time again, he basically is not giving us any evidence to the contrary. So it's beyond racism. It's no. You believe in white nationalism, and I think that, again, with Pelosi tweeting that, make America great again has always meant make America white again. Good, hon, but like, you're a little late to the party. And to me, the right hates these 4 women for this one particular reason, is because they fight back. They don't care about pleasing Trump. They don't care about bipartisanship. They don't care that they're gonna agree to, open the government or keep, whatever agreement. They don't care that Trump, quote unquote, likes them, as Chuck Schumer once said. They care about having a progressive agenda, and they care about standing up to him.
Exactly. So in response to this, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy denied that there's any issue with racism in the GOP, particularly in Trump's administration, and went after these freshman congresswomen even more aggressively. Take a look.
I understand when I listened to their press conference yesterday, they talked more about impeachment than anything else. Even one of those individuals, this wasn't the first time they talked about impeachment. On the night of being sworn in, they brought all their supporters together and they spoke about impeachment in words that I will not use here. This is more from their basis about politics.
You know, it is incredible how he's making this big to-do about profanity, and he's referencing Representative Tlaib and how she said, impeach the mother effer. You know, there was this whole brouhaha about that. I mean, you want to talk about profanity. Trump has used profanity over and over again, like to the point where members of the GOP, I mean, just members of Congress overall, are emboldened to use profanity when they wouldn't have before.
Sure.
You know, like let's stop. And they didn't just talk about impeachment. I mean, that was a small portion of the press conference. It's interesting how he didn't bring up their policy proposals. He didn't bring up the fact that they're drawing attention to student loan debt or that they're drawing attention to how our healthcare system is broken. Republicans fought tooth and nail to repeal the Affordable Care Act. They had how long to do that? Since 2009? And have they provided any other replacement strategy or replacement for the Affordable Care Act? No. I mean, the one replacement that they showed us was a disaster. So bad that members of their own party voted against it. So anyway, I just think it's interesting how the GOP strategy is to deflect, and luckily we have at least 4 members of Congress right now who are willing to fight back.
His defense is that it's about politics. When the president of the United States says something racist, well, sure, by definition, it's about politics because he's the president.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on from that. And they all, you know, I've heard a lot of that. This is about politics, this is political. The president said it. Of course it's about politics.
Right.
There's more to it, but of course it's about politics.
Yeah, they do that to demonize anyone who brings up a legitimate concern following any type of event, right? Whether it's a mass shooting or it's a hurricane that you can trace back to extreme weather conditions caused by climate change. No, they're making it political. They're making it political because it is political. It is political.
Right. The president.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, at least he said something, right? It's better than most, I think, Republicans on this issue. They at least responded. He said something, one thing, everyone else just radio silence.
Yeah.
It's an interesting tactic. Like, I really wonder, and I think if Democratic leadership is smart, they'll see that the real leadership is coming from these new Congress people, Congresswomen specifically, and they'll run with it. Because I think Trump would love nothing more than to go up against a Biden, a Pelosi, a Schumer. You know what I'm saying, right?
Definitely.
He said it. He said, I look forward to seeing you on the debate stage. I think if Democrats were smart, if they truly want to win this thing in 2020, I think they will see with what grace all 4 of those women both did what Michelle Obama said to do, which was to go high, right? But at the same time, met Trump where he's at. They didn't, and they explicitly, Ayanna Pressley starts out, don't take the bait. I mean, Ayanna Pressley was amazing. I was so floored. But she said, don't take the bait. We are gonna call this racist because it is, but we have bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, we have
But
work
they didn't at all meet Trump where he's at.
No, but they didn't ignore. They didn't say
completely took the high road.
Oh well, I'm not gonna. It was not about my
addressed
race.
what he
You know,
said.
they
Yeah, I get
addressed
what you're
it
saying.
exactly.
Yeah.
2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.